Hello guys and welcome to Steve C TV. This is the Premier League preview. We're going to do game week 14 and 15 this week because we have plenty of fixtures coming up over the next week and a lot of things to talk about. So that being said, I'm not really going to give you much of the team news. I'm just going to give you as much possible in terms of what I already know and predictions. But whilst you're here guys, get liking the video, let's share it out to other people, and please subscribe if you haven't already. But we'll get straight to it. So we're going to start with game week 14. The first game on the Saturday is a 3 o'clock kickoff, and it's going to be Arsenal versus Wolves. So that Arsenal versus Wolves game, Arsenal have just gone top of the league, and then you've also got Wolves who just lost to a controversial VAR decision. So this could go any way really. I don't think Wolves have been awful. They are scoring goals, and I think they've scored in every game this season also along those lines. So can they break Arsenal's defence down? Potentially. I'm going to go with an Arsenal win here, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal. As for the next game, we have Brentford versus Luton. Obviously, Luton have just won in their last game, which was quite a surprise. I didn't expect them to win 3-2 like they did. And then Brentford, I think they won their last game, if I'm correct. Let me just double check. Oh no, Brentford lost to Arsenal, so I apologise. But yeah, so Brentford obviously want to bounce back off that. Will Jensen play? He missed out on the last game against Arsenal, so I'm not sure if he'll play or not. But he is a crucial player to Brentford, so you never know. But I'm going to say, I'm going to go draw actually in this one. I'm going to go 1-1. I think Luton have been quite a surprising team over the last few weeks, and they've got used to the way the Premier League works, and they've adapted the team to that style. So can they survive the Premier League? That's still to be known. But I think a team like Brentford, with the struggles that they're having, I think Luton can go and surprise them and get a 1-1 draw out of this one. So like I say, 1-1. Next game is a fight for the relegation there. It is going to be Burnley versus Sheffield United, also a 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Both teams very, very poor. Sheffield United don't really look like they've got any attacking threat, but Ollie McBurney is back, and he did score in his first game back the other day. So that could happen. And Burnley look really good attacking wise. They've just not got that final finish. Not getting in behind the defence really. They're running at players, but not getting in there. So, that being said, I think that Burnley will win this 1-0. It's going to be a close game, like I said. None of the teams will want to drop points, because this could be like a big 6-pointer, really, in terms of the relegation battle towards the end of the season. Obviously, we're not even halfway through yet, but these two teams will be down there. I'm confident of that. So, Burnley 1-0, I'm saying. Next one is Nottingham Forest versus Everton at 5:30. And that is going to be a televised game. Thinking about this one now. Forest look good. I think they won the last game. Let me double check that. Yeah, lost. No, again, lost. Can't even think about the fixtures before. So they lost 3-2 to Brighton. But they didn't look bad. They were scoring goals. Olanga looks amazing for them at the minute. And then you've also got Everton, who want to bounce back off the 3-0 loss to United. I don't think Everton looked awful, but we knocked them straight away at United within 3 minutes, and obviously Garnacho's special goal, which probably won't be beaten all season. But yes, I'm going to say Everton are going to go and win this game. I think they've got enough about them. I think they're a better side. I think Sean Dyche has got them playing good football. They've just got to take those chances. Calvert-Lewin did take his chances in the United game, and that proved costly in the end. But they did have a good run of 20 minutes, and if they can do that against Forest, I can see them getting 1 or 2 goals in that 20-minute time. I think they are, like I said, the stronger side. So Everton, I'm going to say, I think I said 2-0 then a minute ago. I'm going to go 2-0 Everton. Next game is Manchester United versus Newcastle at St James's Park. That is an 8 o'clock kickoff, also televised. Big game for both sides. Could be crucial to their European fight, really. Newcastle, they just come off that 4-1 win over Chelsea, and they will be really confident going into this game. And United the same, coming off a 3-0 win, which is probably one of the best performances they've had in the Premier League this season. And I think it's going to be a very, very close game with it being at St James's Park. They obviously beat United already this season in the Carabao Cup, knocked Manchester United out of that. So they can win the games. They're still missing something in defence, Newcastle. Botman and Dan Burn are still missing from there. Obviously Shaw and Wan-Bissaka are both back for Man United, looking quite nicely, sitting nicely in the defence now. And then Kobbie Mainoo, obviously he just had an amazing game against Everton. I think he'll feature, I think he'll start again. And he was rested during the week. He had about a 10-minute game against Galatasaray the other day. So will he impact the game as much as he did against Everton? We can only wait and see. But yes, I am going with a Manchester United 1-0 win here. I don't think it'll be convincing, but I think United's defence has been really good this last few games, and we've won 5 out of the 6. Obviously, this is where the test starts to come. We've got a tough run of games, and obviously I'll speak about the next game in a minute. But Manchester United, I'm going to go 1-0 against Newcastle. Right, on to the Sunday's games. We have Bournemouth versus Villa at 2 o'clock. Not much to say about this one. Bournemouth, not the best team in the league at all, really. But they are starting to get better in terms of their performances. They won 3-1 against Sheffield United, but Sheffield United, as I say, aren't the best attacking side. Unlike Villa. Villa are up there. Villa are in the top 4 or 5 teams now. I can't remember if they're 5th or 4th. I think they've jumped Spurs now, so I think they could be 4th. But saying that, Villa attacking, they've got Ollie Watkins, who's scoring near enough a goal a game at this rate at the minute, and then Diaby's getting chances, and that partnership's really, really good. And then you've also got the fact that they're on a really good run and just come off the back of a Spurs win as well. So I'm going to go with a convincing win for Aston Villa here. I'm going to say 3-1 to Aston Villa. Next game is Chelsea versus Brighton. So this is more of a mid-table game at the minute. Obviously Chelsea underperforming. Obviously lost to Newcastle 4-1 the last game, but then scored 8 goals in... Well, they've scored 9 goals in 3 games, so they're obviously they can score goals. And if you saw Raheem Sterling's free kick last week, then set pieces I think they might be fine for. As for Brighton, they're leaking goals all the time. Keep conceding. Obviously had that tough win against last week's opponents. So can they bounce back off that and get the confidence they need? Obviously we all know De Serbi is good as a manager, but can he get them performing? We have to wait and see for that. But I think we're going to see a 1-0 win from Chelsea here. Like I said, Brighton have not had a clean sheet all season, and Chelsea is not the team that are going to hold back on that and give them the first clean sheet. But yeah, I think Chelsea 1-0. This game is Liverpool versus Fulham. Liverpool here are on a really good run. They've just drew with Manchester City in the last game. They've basically been at the top of the league for the majority of the season and people haven't even noticed. So with Trent playing in the middle, sometimes at right back, obviously you never really know what kind of Trent you're going to get in each game, but he's a really good player in there somewhere. Defensively maybe not, but attacking wise he's really good, creates a lot of chances, and when you've got players like Salah finishing those chances, obviously it goes in their favour massively. Fulham got off the controversial VAR decision last week, and that penalty at the end will give them a lot of confidence going into this game. But I think it's going to be an easy game for Liverpool, and it's going to be a 2-0 win to Liverpool. Another 2 o'clock kickoff now, and we've got West Ham versus Crystal Palace. I think if you looked at Elise the other day for Crystal Palace, he is definitely welcome back with open arms from his injury, and potentially scored one of the best goals of the season until Garnacho went and scored his. So there's a player there, and he's going to get snapped up by the end of the season, I reckon. But let's see what he can do against West Ham. West Ham defensively, I don't think they're 100% solid at the back, but they do make chances and they do score goals themselves. They've come back off 2 late wins in the last 2 games, but I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game. I think it's a London derby. Even though it's at the London Stadium, I think Palace will start to threaten attacking wise now, and it will test their West Ham defence, which don't look the best at the minute. Next game is the biggest game of the weekend, I think, and we've got Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur, and I think this is a game where we really need both teams to perform, really, and it could be a big game for both. Manchester City drew the last 2 games, don't look 100% at the minute. I don't know if you saw them during the midweek. They were 2-0 down. Obviously, they turned that game around and ended up winning 3-2. But a lot of the players looked tired, and they did got a lot of their stronger players in that game. So, will they be fit enough for this game? Will they be up for the game? Because obviously they're not in first anymore. I do think they'll be near the top by the end of the season, and I do think they potentially could win it again for the 4th time in a row. But Spurs will want to bounce back off their 3-game loss. They've had 3 games now on the bounce where they've lost each one. Yes, some may have been tough opposition, but the injuries are picking up now. Well, the injuries and the red cards will be impacting. I'm not sure if Romero is back for this game, but if he is, then that'll be a big boost for Spurs. But they are missing Van der Ven at the back massively. His pace as a centre-back is unreal, and I think that'll be a big miss for him against a team like Manchester City, where they have some pacey, they have Haaland up front in general who need to follow. If Romero's back, he could man-mark him maybe, but then you've also got your full-backs, your wingers, and Doku. I can see him getting in behind their defence a lot in this game, so I'm going to go with a Manchester City 2-1 win here, and I think more pain on the Spurs fans and the team. But once they get their injuries back, can they get back to the form they were having? Maddison is that one player that creates all the chances, and until he's back, I think they're going to struggle. That's it for this game week 14, and we're going to move straight on to the game week 15. Obviously, this all potentially could be impacted in terms of the way that the team news, things like that. But if there's any injuries and stuff, then that could impact on my prediction here. But right now, I'm just going to give you my straight predictions, and then we'll go from there. So first game on the Tuesday is Wolves versus Burnley. I think that's going to be an easy game for Wolves. I think they've got, like I said, they can score goals, and I'm going to go with a 2-0 win against Burnley there, and they'll outperform Burnley all the game. I think they'll keep control of the game, have the most chances, most efforts, and most goals, which obviously leads me to that 2-0 win. Next Tuesday game is 8:15. All these being on Amazon for the midweek games. We have got Luton versus Arsenal, and again another easy convincing win I think for Arsenal, but Luton won't be in no pushovers in this. They are at home. They've just had the first home win, so they'll be wanting to keep that home record and trying to make Kenilworth Road a stadium where they can get performances out of the team and win and get 3 points. But I don't see Arsenal being this game, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 Arsenal win there. We move on to the Wednesday's games. We've got the first one, which is Brighton versus Brentford at 7:30. I see these two teams as quite equal in terms of manager performance, capabilities, and where they're at currently as a club. So I'm going to go with a draw. I think 1-1 will be the result here. But like I say, Brighton need to stop conceding goals. But if they can stop conceding goals here and get a 0-0 draw, maybe that give them a bit of a boost. Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth is the next one, also at 7:30. It's a tough one. So Bournemouth obviously take their chances. Crystal Palace, have just got their attacking players back. If they could stay fit, I'm going to go with Crystal Palace 1-0 win here. It's at Selhurst Park, so they can get a result out at home, and they can sit back quite well. So I think they'll get that one goal, and then they'll sit back for the rest of the game and let Bournemouth try and attack them. And Bournemouth tend to be better at the counter-attack, so we'll see what happens in that one. But I'm at Palace 1-0. Sorry. Next game, so Fulham versus Nottingham Forest at 7:30. What we're going to say in that one, I'm going to say Fulham are going to win this one 2-1. I think players like Paulinho can control that midfield in this game. And then, like I say, I think Forest have enough in terms of some attacking players like Elanga, who's showing a lot of talent in that Nottingham Forest side and be proving one of their key players. So I think he can get a goal, but I don't think the team quality. I think Fulham have a better squad and starting 11 than Forest. So I think we will see a Fulham win 2-1. Next up, we've got Sheffield United at home against Liverpool, also 7:30 on the Wednesday. And again, Sheffield United could be getting the worst points at this rate in the league. Can't see him beating Liverpool. Liverpool have got a way better attacking side and going to be up there at the end of the season. So I'm going to go easy win for Liverpool here, 3-0. Next one is 8:15. Again, Prime, Amazon. Aston Villa versus Manchester City. This is actually going to be quite a tough one. So obviously, if Villa come off the back of their win next week, well, in the weekend, and then City also go and get a win, there's not a lot of points in between that top 4 rank. And if Villa can see that and they keep getting the results, then they'll fancy the chances against Manchester City. And like I said, City look a bit tired at the minute. So with a lot of the congested games in the next few weeks, I think it's going to have its impact. But I'm going to say Manchester City get this game won 2-1, but I think it's going to be a late winner, I think, for Manchester City. Next up is biggest game of the week, I think, personally. And I will do a match day vlog on this one, so keep your eyes out. I've managed to get a ticket for it, so I'm going to be looking forward to it. But that is Manchester United versus Chelsea. Big game for both sides. Obviously, Chelsea need results. Man United are picking up results where they need to at the minute. And like I said, Man United have got a tough run of games. We've also got Liverpool coming up in a couple of weeks as well. So these games are going to be crucial for United. But against Chelsea, who can score goals, can our Man United's defence stay tight? We will wait and see. I'm confident we can win this game, but you never know what kind of side is going to both turn up for both Manchester United or Chelsea. They've both got great attacking players on their day. Man United need to take their chances like they did on the weekend, and if they do, I can see a high scoring game in this one. I'm going to say 3-2 to Manchester United, but like I said, Chelsea could ruin that at Old Trafford and ruin the momentum that Man United have got at the minute. But that being said, I'm still going with a win for Man United. You might see that I always go with Man United, but I always trust in the team. So we move on to the Thursday, guys, and these are the last 2 games. So if you haven't already liked the video, get liking the video, please, guys. It helps the channel out massively, and get subscribing as well. 7:30 Thursday is Everton versus Newcastle. Again, Everton needing these crucial points with their 10-point deduction. Newcastle need to get some results after their big injuries that they've got with the defence. I think we start seeing players coming back, the likes of Dan Burn and Botman soon. So I'm not too sure how long their injuries actually are. But I'm going to go with a Newcastle win here, and I'm going to say 1-0. I think it'll be tough to get past Everton. They're at Goodison Park, and Everton don't have enough quality like Newcastle do. And will Anthony Gordon go and get a goal? I think he can. He's been quite a shining star this season for Newcastle, and I can see him getting in behind that defence, and maybe he'll get the winning goal. The next game is 8:15, and this is the final game of game week 15, and it's Spurs versus West Ham, so this is a London derby. I'm going to say Spurs are going to get back on the winning ways in this game, and I'm going to say 2-0 to Spurs. I think they've got enough attacking players. They've got Son. Kulusevski seems to be doing quite well at the minute in terms of getting chances, and if Richarlison plays, I can see Richarlison actually getting a good performance in against a team like West Ham. So will they do well against there? I think they can, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. But that is it for the video. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Get subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one of you. We are over 1,000 subscribers now, so let's keep it going. Goodbye.